Hey y'all, so today's video is going to be about how I overcame bad dandruffs and also women's bad cramping and women's issues that most women deal with. So, growing up, this is going to be a story time, but it's not going to be too long. And I promise you, it's going to connect with my niche, my brand, and why I do what I do, and just my life history and my destiny. So, growing up, I didn't have a bad diet at all, and I really didn't eat like junk. I've never been in the hospital for like any like major health issues. The times I have gone to certain institutions, it was for certain things that the Lord was doing in my life. However, when it comes to like major like health issues, I haven't really had like no major health issues or like certain diagnoses or anything like that when it comes to like anything concerning my health. It may have been something that I have dealt with because of a sin I was committing, but when it came to like just major health issues that most people deal with, I've never dealt with that. And so growing up, I really I grew up as the only child under my mother. She was a single parent, and throughout my life in school, I was not vegan. I didn't grow up like that. I'm from Houston, Texas. I'm from the South, and so how we grew up is, the common Houstonian culture. But my mom, she tried to cook for me, myself, and I myself, I ate more like a moderate type diet. It wasn't like a typical Western diet, but it was more like moderate. My mom, she mostly cooked for me, and she would make my lunch and stuff to go to school. And then when I went off to college, I ate what I ate. I did kind of blow up when I was in college, but I mean, I never really ate a lot of fast food. I've always liked to enjoy myself and go to restaurants and go out, you know, with different family members and friends and different events. But most of my diet has been, animal products and just, I would say food that's really not that good for you when you look at it on a um biological and health conscious level, and when you really study how these foods are breaking down and what they're causing and just the impact of certain healthy habits that most Americans are doing, is not good for you at all. So, I would say like around like the summer 2019 when I was in college at Smith College in Northampton, Massachusetts, getting a bachelor's of arts in neuroscience. I I think I was in like a dorm. I was in like a living in like a dorm room space, and I had a relationship with God at the time. I was a believer. Seeking God, and I believe I had an internship. I was working, and the Lord led me to become like a pescatarian, or come off of meat and come off of dairy. So it wasn't, I didn't completely cut out all animal products just yet, but I did start to slowly wean myself off of, meats and certain dairy products and like certain seafood just a little bit. And so I was doing it. I was going to the store shopping different things. I don't remember every single thing, but I just know that since that time, I was slowly weaning myself off the animal products. And also, um because of my diet, and just certain genetical factors and certain environmental factors, I also suffer with really bad dandruff. And then also growing up, I would wear like just the hair, the false hair that the Lord led me to stop wearing. I haven't worn that in many years. The Lord really, on my sanctification journey, the Lord led me to really repent of all that false beauty. I no longer do that. Y'all know I'm natural, but The Lord had led me to use rosemary and green tea and make a an herbal tea or rinse out of it and start spraying that on my scalp, all in the same season while I'm in my dorm and I'm coming off of weaning off of animal products and becoming more vegan. So what I noticed was that number one, I started losing more weight. I noticed that my hair stopped flaking up so much, and I noticed that I felt a lot better. I felt an overall better sense of well-being. I felt more health conscious. I had more energy, mental clarity, and just a slew of other benefits becoming vegan and adopting a more holistic plant-based diet. And also, y'all, my hair grew so much with that green tea and rosemary, and also with my dandruff. It completely went away with the diet and with the concoction that God told gave me. So the herbal remedy concoction, and then the holistic plant-based vegan lifestyle or diet, and then also um I felt like a change in my life. And though it was contrary to what I grew up with and what I was accustomed to and what everybody else was doing, so it was the shift for me. It was a gradual change, and I have been learning how to be consistent with it, and I've made up in my mind that I'm gonna um stick with a specific diet that the Lord has given me with completely cut off with complete animal products. I also noticed that I it was prohibiting like the heavy cramps that I had. So growing up, I've always had bad cramps and bad bleeding and just heavy cramps and bleeding like that. Bleeding, I didn't go to necessarily the doctor for it, and my cycles was always um irregular. And I noticed that when I incorporated a more vegan plant-based diet and used the herbal remedies, I my cramps and stuff was not as bad anymore, and they came more on a consistent pattern. And once I graduated college, and I was just going on my path, I would start taking more supplements like sea moss and horsetail, black walnut, still being vegan, the herbal remedies and concoctions, and like a body butter concoction for my hair, just using more, pretty much, because it's different things. I don't want to get too detailed with it, but just more holistic plant-based, a more holistic plant-based dietary lifestyle, and lifestyle period, a holistic lifestyle using more holistic plant-based fruits and vegetables, and supplements and things from the earth, and just different products and remedies, just a holistic lifestyle. And I noticed, y'all, like my life just changed forever. Like God even led me to start a whole vegan plant-based network where I connected with other plant-based people, and I was learning about the lifestyle with them and connecting with different people and going live and showing different people. I had a cooking show at one point, and I just went on this like holistic lifestyle of learning to be free and live off of what God created from the earth, and just negate and neglect living a lifestyle that makes you sick and makes you in bondage and makes you consistently dependent on a system, and you're not thriving, but you're suffering. Okay, so I was not necessarily sick, but like I said, I did struggle with heavy bleeding and irregular cycles and dandruffs and being overweight. But now I have went on this journey of incorporating a more holistic lifestyle, and it's been the best ever. And even the people that I've been able to connect with because of that, it's been so many beautiful, loving people that God has sent. So I wanted to share this testimony with you all to let you all know that God is faithful. He can heal, and He can make you whole.